hostile environment. Game didn't really have to be that close, but we found the coaches and players both found a way to get a win, and that was good. It was good to see.
Was that a tough decision to move on from Sturgis today? I know you kind of talked about you're going to reevaluate.
It's always tough to move on from a player. I believe in all these guys, and we feel like we gave him a fair shot, and we stayed with him as long as we could, and it just came down to performance.
What do you like about Badgley now?
Yeah, we'll bring Badgley up off of practice squad.
Are you going to bring other kickers in, or is he going to be the guy?
Not sure yet. I like to give him the keys to the car and let him go, drive the car. But we've talked about bringing in another kicker, maybe to kick off, maybe to help in that area. That's something that we're just looking at. You hate to do something like that because you lose depth in other positions. But I think Mike is a young kicker that's going to improve in his kickoffs and the strength of his leg. And, hopefully this is a good start for his career.
Anthony, now 6 kickers over the last season and a half. Have you ever seen a position on a team anywhere that's had to turnover like this?
At this position, probably not. It is what it is, and we have to solve this problem.
Have you been able to talk to Michael so far today?
No, not yet.
Does this change anything with the punting situation at all?
No. I thought our punter yesterday, Donnie, I thought he did an outstanding job. He's a veteran kicker. We got a 3-time All-Pro back there returning the ball. I thought Donnie kept it out of his hands all day. I don't care if it was a knuckleball or a ball kick close to out of bounds, but he did a good job of keeping the ball out of that returner hands, and that's what we wanted him to do.
Anthony, you're not concerned about the distance right now with Donnie. It doesn't seem like he's kicking it as far as KJ.
But you don't want distance with a kicker like a kick returner like we had yesterday. I don't want the ball in his hands. And I think Donnie has that savvy to keep it out of his hands. He knows how to kick it close to the sidelines. He knew how to kick that knuckleball, which going to hit and roll, and that's what he did. I thought he did a good job of that.
So that was all by design yesterday, what Donnie was doing.
Oh yes, when you get returners like Lockett, he's a 3-time All-Pro. You just try to figure out ways to keep it out of his hand. And if you got to give up a few yards here, I'd rather give him up there on the kick than give him up on the coverage.
We saw Corey Legit get a start yesterday and Darius go down. Is that what we should expect going forward from that role?
Both of those guys have played a lot. They've played equal, to be honest with you. But yesterday we had to stop the run, and I wanted to put a bigger guy in there. And I thought Corey had an outstanding game. So, he's back. He had to work his way back in. He was out for 4 weeks, but Corey's back.
Coach, yesterday a lot of defensive players said after that first drive, they really praised the defensive staffs, the way they talked to him, the in-game adjustments. Can you speak to the job your coaches do in making those in-game adjustments?
Absolutely. We just changed some of the line stunts up front. We brought some different pressures. We knew that we waited to see the adjustments that we had to make, and I wish we could have made them a little sooner. But when we got there, those guys really executed the plan, and I feel like moving forward after that first series, our rush defense was outstanding.
Is that testament to the guys you have on the staff to be able to make those adjustments?
Oh, absolutely. We have good coaches, but we have players that go out and execute the plan as well.
What did you see from Michael Davis in his first start?
He was solid. At that call at the end of the game, I thought, some people wouldn't have called that, but I thought Michael competed well, and he's going to be a good young corner in this league for a long time.
What gave you that confidence to make that switch?
What you see every day in practice. I just see he was getting better and better, and and Trevor's still in the mix as well. He may be in there next week, who knows? But I wanted to see Michael play, and I thought he competed well.
How good was it to see Mike Williams get back in the end zone yesterday, especially with that kind of tiptoe act?
Oh, it's real good. That was a heck of a play by him, and he's a playmaker, and but we try to get the ball in his hands as much as we can. But we only have one football, so he took advantage of his opportunities.
With Tyrod, what's been the biggest area of growth that you've seen with him this year?
He's become a complete receiver. His receiving skills he's just taken it to another level. He's catching balls above his shoulders. He's high pointing balls. His route running is better. I really like his development over the offseason, and you saw him working on it. So Phil did a good job with him, our receivers coach.
Especially with the playmakers that you have, it seems like teams aren't doubling him or making more adjustment, and he's really turned out to be an effective deep threat for you.
Yeah, when you have a number one like Keenan Allen, then, you know, Kenny can get the double team, and that's going to free guys up like Tyrell. But he keep making the plays he's making, people going to start double teaming him.
Coach, Phil talked a lot about the offensive line yesterday making those big lanes, but you see guys like Sean Colgan have a huge block on the edge, or Derek Watt, and then you also made Jeremy Davis a honorary captain yesterday.
Yeah.
It seems like these guys who don't necessarily aren't in the limelight as much, but have the appreciation in the locker room of those so-called stars.
Those guys in the locker room, they don't have to be in the limelight. They know those guys and the job that they do. So Jeremy Davis did a good job yesterday. Had one of his better games. You know, Sean Colkin, he's been a good blocking tight end for us. Doesn't catch a lot of balls, but he does a lot of dirty work. And so, you look at the rushing yards in the running game, it's because of guys like that blocking on the perimeter and inline blocking.
But you're probably going to be favored in the next 3 games coming up. You're on a 5-game win streak. How do you keep the guys focused and not let them get complacent over this next stretch of games?
Well, like this group, they have an understanding that we start over every week. What we did last week really doesn't matter, Eric, and we'll refocus, we'll regroup, we'll come back Wednesday, and we'll go back to work, like we hadn't done anything. And that's what I like about this group is their ability to forget, stay in the present, and move forward.
Can you emphasize that after each one of these wins?
Absolutely.
Starting over?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the beginning of the third quarter of our season, and we've put ourselves in position, okay, to finish strong and maybe make the tournament at the end of the season. But we have to finish. We have to finish.
How much confidence does it give a team too that your last 2 games have come down to the final play and that defense has been able to make a stop?
I think they know that. When Gus Bradley says we protect every inch, they protect every inch. And they've been in that situation a couple of times, and it's good to see them step up and execute. We put them in those situations in practice, and so they feel like when they get into games, they've been there before. But it's just the focus and the concentration that they have when we're in those drills in practice that carries over into the games. But we don't want too many games to come down to the last play. We like to close some of these out a little sooner.
We saw Chin Nuwasu play more snaps than I think he ever has. What do you attribute that to? Is that a package thing, and what did you see from him?
We want to get him more involved. And with Chris Landrum down, and it gave Chin more opportunity to step up and play. And I thought he had a solid game yesterday.
And what did you see from Joe Barksdale? Again, seems like
we just worked. Joe worked in. I think he played 3 or 4 series, but he was solid.
When you got a 2-point situation like like the end of the game in Seattle, where the penalty moves it to the 6, does it give the defense more of an advantage because they basically got a pass, or against a team like Seattle with the way that Wilson scrambles, it's still?
Well, Brian Schottenheimer, he had a 3rd down. I think it was like a 4th and 6. I mean, a 3rd and 6, and he ran the ball. He's an unorthodox play caller, so you can still run the ball in that situation because that's the least you don't expect him to do that. But if you're going to pass the ball, I'd rather you do it from the 1. You have less real estate. You back them up from the 6, you got a little more real estate to play with. So most of the time in that situation, you're going to pass the ball or be in a run-pass option.
Are you going to continue to use Joe like that, kind of spot him to get him back there and playing?
We'll see. I wanted to get him back, working back in slowly. He's back 100%, but Sam Tavy's been doing an outstanding job. The chemistry of that offensive line right now is really important to me. And so right now we're going to roll with Sam, but we're going to keep Joe involved.
I know seasons are different and everything, but the run you guys went on last year, has that carried over to this year?
I think the culture has carried over. I don't know, I don't think the wins and losses can carry over, but we have a lot of the same guys in the locker room that we had last year. So I think they understand what we have to do to win football games. I think it's a tough group.
When you roll with Sam, how do you communicate with Joe this is what's going to happen and kind of stay on the same page with both those guys?
Well, Joe's a professional. He's prepared. He's ready to play every single week.
Any idea with Joey this week what the plan's going to be?
I know he's getting better. He's doing more football functional things. So we just have to take it day by day and see where he ends up at the end of the week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay.